Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our church this evening. Tonight is our St George's Day service. St George's Day is actually on Tuesday, but didn't want to get you all back here again, did we? Just a little bit about St George. We all know St George is our patron saint, but he was one of the crusading knights in the 12th century. He was, in fact, the first crusading knight to acknowledge that people had a right to choose their own religion and ask that everybody be tolerant of that. He's also the man who gave us many of our laws of chivalry and explained to us why we offer our right hand of greeting, because it shows we're not armed and mean no harm. And he also showed the importance of having the lady standing on your left so you can protect her in attack. So a man we owe an awful lot to, and many will tell you, no, he wasn't English, he was Turkish, but that doesn't really matter, does it? He has given us an awful lot. So our service tonight, our mediums in church are Candy, Spencer and Karen Butler, 2 for the price of 1 again. And online, waiting in the wings, for those of you who are watching us online, is Karen Wood, and very patient. And I'm now going to ask You've got to be called Karen to work tonight, I think, haven't you? I'll now ask Karen to open for us in prayer, and this will be followed by the Lord's Prayer.
Can I ask you to bow your heads for me, please? Divine Spirit, guides, loved ones, helpers, anybody from the spirit world that's looking down on us tonight, we ask that you draw close and you work with us to give evidence of life after life. We also ask for our animals to come close, because many of us have those in spirit too. While we're working, we ask for a cloak of protection to be around us and our families while we're away from them. We ask that you are open-minded and you let your guards and your walls down so that we can bring your loved ones through to show pure evidence. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
I would now light our church candle and invite those of you online to light your own candles at home, if you can. As we do this, I invite you to ask your loved ones in spirit to draw close to us now, so that we may feel their presence and their love all around us. May this candle be the candle to enlighten us all. May it be the light of strength and love that spreads all around the world, the fire that enables us to burn out our pride, our selfishness, and the impurities that are within us. May it be the flame that brings forth warmth into our hearts, warmth towards our families, our neighbours, our friends, and all those around us, and those we meet on our life's journey, and all those who need it most. I ask you now to join me in sending out love and light to all those in need of healing. Loving thoughts and prayers create a very strong healing energy that can reach all around the world to all the people and places that need it most. I'll begin by reading the names from our church healing list and then offer a healing prayer. So now our prayers tonight, I'll ask for Darren, Claire, Derrin and Dinky, Alfie, Andrea, Tanya, Linda, Donna, Heather, Michael, Robert, Veronica, Camelia, Ben, David, Jill, Maggie, Dougie, Sonic the Bird, Gillian, John S., Kelly, Annabelle, Bobby, Alison Lay, Linda Weeks, Heather, Joan, Peggy, Cyril, Janice, Dennis, Glenn, Susan, Donna, Gwenda, Jenny, Greta, Jackie, Ray, Lee, Macy and Robbie, and Elio, Apollo, Angela, Caroline, Kim, Wendy, Lindsay, Gemma, Mick, Billy, Carol and Bill, Steve and Mark, Dennis and Mark, Martin, Peggy, Richard, Chris. And Mignon, and Fred, who's Pastor Spirit, and Sylvia, Erika, Vic, Sarah, Dan, and Pat, Dee and David, Carrie, Craig, Jason, Bets and Christine, Jacqueline and her mum and her sister Dee, Mandy and Brian. Dear Heavenly Father, we join together now to send out thoughts of love and light and around the world to all those in need of healing, both physically and emotionally. We ask that they will reach also and protect our animal kingdom and the world of nature that is all around us. We pray that our energy may reach those who are cold or homeless tonight, and all those who are less fortunate than ourselves, wherever they may be. May our thoughts and energy tonight bring love, calm, and peace to everybody. We ask this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ and Saviour. Amen.
Amen.
We now have 1 minute's silence so that you can send out your own personal thoughts and prayers to all those in need and those whose names we've read tonight, and any you may now think of privately. And this will be broken by singing the hymn Gracious Spirit, the words of which are in the front of your hymn book. Now ask Peter to bring us our Bible reading for this evening.
Hello ladies, nice to see you here. Evening all, welcome to those online. In summary of tonight's reading, it's simply look, seek and listen. To listen in spirit, spirit being your inner being. Last week the reading was about the apostles to Christ, where Paul was called to set apart for the gospel of God. And as Christian spiritualists, we all have a part to play in this. We're not asked to go out into the world and preach the scriptures. but we are expected to live our lives to those spiritual truths. That is, by sending out brotherly love to all our endeavours, which is the message of Scriptures and God's love through Christ. Tonight's reading is about our spiritual inner being and living accordingly. The point I make in introducing tonight's reading, Wisdom of Spirit, is that we are all given spiritual gifts to share, and in particular, that of wisdom of spirit, our spiritual truth. This is so very special. It is mentioned many times in the Scriptures, and specifically in tonight's readings. My attention is drawn to some very clear guidance, such as, the Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. Although I don't suggest we can know the thoughts of God, but we can make that direct link in meditation. This I see as a truth with what follows. We've not received the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God. Then, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit. In this way, our spiritual inner being is enriched in many ways, and we have the mind of Christ. Therefore, if we include the whole of the New Testament, we will understand that we are here to learn, understand, and live to God's greatest commandment, and to recognize that we all link directly with each other, our brothers and sisters and children of God, through our brother, Lord Jesus Christ. And this wisdom from the Spirit is the spiritual truth. Tonight's reading is 1 Corinthians 2, 9-16, the wisdom from Spirit. However, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him. These are the things God has revealed to us by the Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. For who knows a person's thoughts except their own spirit within them? In the same way, no one knows the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. What we have received is not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, so that we may understand what God has freely given us. This is what we speak, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in words taught by the Spirit, explaining spiritual realities with spiritual taught words. The person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, but consider them foolish and cannot understand them, because they are discerned only from the Spirit. The person with the Spirit makes judgments about all things, but such a person is not subject to merely human judgments. For who has known the mind of God so as to instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. God bless that reading, and thank you.
Thank you, Peter. It's now time for those of you who are watching us online to join Rob and Karen, who will guide you through the rest of our service. We thank you for joining us tonight and look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. And what a beautiful reading that Peter gave, which follows on quite nicely with what I want to talk to you tonight. And it is about that inner spirit, that spiritual truth. But it's also about finding that peace within us. Now, this morning, you know, just before I was getting up, that lull, that time before we switch our phones on, before we go downstairs and say hello to the world, I was in complete peace, what I like to call peace on a Sunday morning. And as I was laying there, I was thinking about, what is peace? How do we perceive peace? What do we think of it? When we think of peace, we think of sending peace out to war-torn countries. We think of peace, you know, as something that will bring us all together. That's something where it will be like a quiet, like, you know, where everybody is in tune, where everyone is at peace. And how wonderful that would be if that could happen. But some of us go in search of peace. You may travel to beautiful places to find peace. You may go and sit in a quiet room when the kids and the family, or you just need quiet, you just need peace. And I know that in the busy lives that we live, we seek that. We want to find that solace. But all we have to do is connect with ourselves. And if we can be at peace with ourselves, if we can find that quiet, if we can listen to the spirit within, then we can find that peace. If we can just deal with the past, if we can look to the future, if we can think of peace as not something that we're going to find, or not something that's tangible, but something that is already there that we can connect to. And, you know, when I was sitting there this morning, just sort of like in that limbo time, I felt the presence of God. That is when God comes to you. That is when God gives you the guidance. That is when we can go into that peace within, to say our prayers, to think of others, and to listen to what our divine spark, that connection to God, is trying to tell us. How many times in the past have we said, oh, God doesn't listen. Oh, I don't know what's going on, and no one's telling me anything. I can't find the answers to the questions that I seek. Then I would say to you, are you listening? Are you listening to what God is trying to tell you? And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not listening to God, God will try to show you. God and the spirit world will try to show you. How many times have you picked up a book? How many times have you had a conversation with a friend and the message is there for all to see? But are we listening? Are we ignoring it? We keep searching, we keep running around like headless chickens, but the answers are there if we look, if we listen, and if we go into that silence. The silence is powerful. That silence can be deafening, because when we connect with that power that we are, all things are possible for us. All things are there if only we listen, and if only we believe in the power of us. If only we believe in that silence. And even in chaos, even when our heads are all over the place, we can still just go into that quiet, that prayer, because God does listen. A few years ago, I actually wrote something about inner peace and about finding that inner peace that we seek. And I'm just going to read it to you. It's something that I've written myself, and I don't often read it, but I thought that an extract of it might resonate with some of you today. When we think of inner peace, the picture we get in our mind is of someone sitting on a beach, listening to the sea, or sitting on a mountain away from the crowds with no other person around. It makes you think of quiet and solace, being at peace with your thoughts, being at one with your spirit, and being at one with nature and the universe. Peace is a state of mind, a feeling, a quality of how you live and behave. Quite often there is chaos and war before peace. We think of peace as an aftermath of upset and war. After conflict, we always hope that peace will follow, but sometimes that longing for family, the comforts of home, can guide you to forget about why we fight. That loneliness and comfort we seek can make you connect with your so-called enemies. There have been many wars fought and many lives lost, and we still have not learned that the true peace comes from within. Being happy with how you live, the love of family and friendship, gifts that are given freely with no ulterior motive, forgiveness, and moving forward with our lives allows us to be free with no pain or thoughts of the past. It is strange how inner peace can come from when we are in the midst of chaos in our lives. They are from different thought patterns, but one can lead to the other, because we want to run and hide when our mind, body, and spirit seems in a chaotic state of flux and confusion. We need something to believe in and hold on to, and this is when we start to look within ourselves and send prayers to God for help and salvation. Many people think that God is not listening when we ask. But where did you think that strength comes from when you need it the most? Where does that insight come from when you feel lost and alone? When does that clarity of thought that gives you solutions to your problem come from? It comes from the power you have within you, your spirit, that part of you that is connected to God. When we realize how strong we are and have faith and belief that God and your spirit can give you everything you need, God sends us the hand of friendship that comes from a stranger, that feeling inside that all will be well, the light at the end of the tunnel. All these things come from the divine spark within everyone, whether they choose to believe it or not. When we realize that each earthly experience allows us to realize the beauty within our soul, we will find the strength, love, happiness, and inner peace that we seek. It is not about the destination in this life. It is about the journey and how we grow and learn to become complete through the chaos into the peace and be at one with who we truly are, and acknowledge the wonders that we hold in our heart and our soul. I hope that those words make sense to you, and I hope that when you find yourself in a state of flux, when you find yourself in chaos, just sit quietly. Send out your thoughts for healing. Send out your thoughts for help and guidance. And you'll be surprised what's round the corner. Listen, look. The spirit world and God are all around us, trying to support us. They won't show us, or they won't tell us how to live our life, but they will show us. They will give that guidance, and it's up to us to do with it what we will. Sometimes we put our heads under the blanket, and sometimes we take a chance and we say, I trust and believe in the spirit within. Surround yourself, friends, with love and strength, and don't be alone. Reach out for help, or if you know that someone's alone, give them the hand of friendship and support, because each of us holds that wonderful divine spark. And when we all know that when we're going through times of trouble and we can't find that peace and we are in a state of flux, or we know that someone needs that hand of friendship, give it freely, because we are all surrounded by God's love and we can all find that peace within. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to do some mediumship for you, if that's all right. I'm going to link in with the spirit world, and it's lovely that you're all sending love hearts and that you're all talking to me. I can see the comments, so Thank you very much. And Jackie's just said she loves to sit in her garden. And you know what? That is the best place to sit, Jackie, sitting in your garden, listening to the birds, listening to all the sounds. And it's amazing that when we sit in that silence, the sounds and the peace that we find within, and the peace that we find from just listening to the beautiful sounds of nature. Now, as I'm talking here, I'm aware of a lady that draws close to me, and I do feel that she's a mum from the world of spirit. And I feel that she loved her garden. And I also feel here that she would have spoken very slowly, because I just noticed that my voice was slowing down as I was speaking. And I feel that she was a very eloquent lady, and she would pause and she would think. And if you asked her a question, you couldn't rush her. She wouldn't be rushed in anything that she did. And I feel that she suffered with her heart. I feel that there was heart issues, but I also feel that she really took things to heart as well. I feel that she would also feed the birds, because I'm just drawing to, I can hear the bird song in my garden, and I know that she loved the birds. And I've got that song from The Sound of Music, not The Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, Feed the Birds, twopence a bag. So I also know that there are strong connections with the family to London. And I feel that I'm seeing St. Paul's, because the lady in Mary Poppins was outside St. Paul's Cathedral. So I don't know if anybody can understand this lovely mum in the spirit world. But if you can let me know if you can understand this lady. And I will, and I'm sure Rob's behind the scenes checking out all the comments. Let me just see what else she wants to say here. Would anybody understand? Would anybody understand? I can see that Sarah can understand. Nan loved the garden and fed the so, but I just felt that this was mum. Sarah, if it is your Nan, would you understand that Nan was like a mum? And I can see Rebecca can understand my mum had heart issues. Yes, she fed the birds. Yes, I'm from London. Rebecca, that sort of it does make, if that makes sense, perhaps I am with you. But also I feel Sarah and Rebecca I'm drawn to here from the comments. Would you also understand towards the end of her life, and Christine can also understand that, would you also understand where she sort of faltered? I feel that when she was well, she was very eloquent, but I feel that there must have been a little bit of faltering with her words towards the end. I feel she got a little bit muddled towards the end of her life, because I just suddenly struggled with my words there. And I just feel that it was like she had to think a lot, and there was just like a little memory loss with her. You can understand that, Sarah. Okay, and so can Rebecca. Now, would anybody understand a connection to Colchester? Because I feel also there's a connection to Colchester. And I know there's a spiritualist church in Colchester, and I was just taken to where that spiritualist church was. So I know that I'm around the Colchester area as well. So I feel that the family had connections to Colchester, but I also feel there's an army connection too, with somebody that was connected to mum. And somebody must have joined the army. Okay, so right, let me just see where I'm going with this. Right, Christine, you can understand she faltered and got dementia. Right, Christine, it's either Christine, Rebecca, or Sarah, or Sarah. I'm drawn to. But I also feel here that there's someone here that has a connection with the army, and something about the army. Thomas, can you take everything else? as well, because you said I was in the army, but if you've got to take everything else as well. But this heart issue with mum, and I do feel it's mum, so it's not nan, it's definitely mum, I want to say, because I keep saying mum. So this heart issue, I feel, was sort of ongoing. I feel that this was sort of an ongoing issue that she sort of tried to ignore and sometimes forgot her medication. So Rebecca, right, okay, so mum died of heart attack, dad was a professional musician in the army. Okay, Rebecca, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to work with you, Rebecca. So would you, I just feel here that mum remembers going to marches with the army. Would you understand, like the marching bands with the army, and you and mum going to watch, because I can hear like the Grenadier Guards marching. So I don't know if your father was connected to the Grenadier Guards, but that's what I got. That's what I got in my mind. But I also feel that mum didn't take her medication, Rebecca, and she got a little bit, and especially towards the end when she got a little bit forgetful. And I feel that you must have tried to get one of those pill things for her, you know, where you have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the pill things, so that she didn't forget her medication. Because I feel that there was a couple of times where her heart was racing and she sort of struggled. And I feel this, right, she's making me aware that she collapsed. There was where she collapsed when she was outside as well. I don't know if you can just let me know if I can feel somebody collapsing outside. And this had to be, all right, okay. I just feel that she collapsed outside. Even though she's not been with you for a while, she still tries to reach out to you. And I also feel mum had faith as well. I feel that mum had right. Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry about that, Rebecca. But she just wants to say that she tried to stop herself, but she just couldn't help it. It just got too much. It just got too much for her. She's making me aware here that she knows it's been quite a long time since her passing, but I feel that she's been with you every step of the way through your life. And she's talking about you having to grow up quite quickly, because I feel you had to take on responsibilities after mum passed. And it was like your childhood was sort of cut short. But she's laughing because she's saying that you always had an old head on young shoulders. So this is why she wants to connect with you. I know you miss her and she misses you, but she's just coming here to link with you today. And I just feel she wants to send you her love, and she just wants to give you her support. And she's talking about your faith. And right, okay. And she's sorry about that, but she's talking about your faith, and she's saying, don't give up faith. Have faith in everything that you do, because she's talking about your faith wavering on certain situations in your life, but also an aspect to God as well. I feel that you sort of turned away from God at some point in your life, but I feel that at the moment you're working back towards your faith. And I feel that you love to listen to spiritual discussions and spiritual philosophy, and she wants you to hold on to that, hold on to your faith, and hold on to your belief. And I also feel that you must have mum's small prayer book, something like a small Bible or a small prayer book that she would have had. And she wants you to write down your thoughts, Rebecca, because she's saying that you get some wonderful inspiration, and she wants you to write down that inspiration, because she's saying that's coming from you, that's coming from your soul. So she's giving you lots of strength, and she's saying don't falter. And she's there to hold you up, like you were there to try. And I feel that you tried to hold her up. All right, okay. Well, she wants you to have that. She wants you to keep that close, the Bible. So take her love, and thank you for working with me. Okay. So thank you, Rebecca. So let's see who else I've got. Okay. Okay, now I'm hearing the name Christine, so I know there's some Christines on here tonight, but I just want to, I feel I have a father in the spirit world here, and I feel that Dad passed with cancer, and I feel that it was lung cancer. So I do feel drawn to the name Christine, but it could be that if any Christines on there tonight can understand a dad that passed with lung cancer, please let me know. Okay, Christine, that's fine. So can you understand your dad in the spirit world, and he passed with cancer? And I do feel he was a smoker, although I feel he packed up. He did pack up smoking. You know, he's laughing and he's saying, you know, maybe it was a bit too late for me. I don't know. But he did try to pack up, and he struggled because he said, I did love a cigarette. There was something that a cigarette gave me that was just it. You know, I relaxed. It chilled me, because I do feel that Dad suffered with quite a bit of stress here. I feel that he would get easily stressed, but he didn't always show it. And Christine, would I be right in saying that you are very like your dad? And I just feel that you are very like him, because you hide your stress. It's like you glide on the top of the water like the swan, but you're paddling like mad underneath. And he's saying that he would have done this as well. And your dad had a gorgeous smile here. And he's saying that you've got his smile. People have said that you have his smile, and you smile through everything. You just and I feel that you've also been through quite a lot recently. I feel that especially to do with work, and he suffered with stress at work, and he's saying we just smile through, love. That's what we do. And he's saying that you do exactly the same, and he's been with you, because I do feel that there's been some confrontation at work where somebody's sort of like been right up in your face and sort of really been very aggressive. And he's saying he used to get that sometimes as well. But he said, just remain calm and don't rise to it. This is what he's making me aware here. Don't rise to it. He's got a great sense of humor. And I just feel that he just wants to give you so much strength, because I feel that you gave him strength. Would you understand, Christine, where you used to I've got a little girl here that's singing and dancing. So I don't know if that's you when you were younger, or if there's a little girl around you that sings and dances and makes you smile. So I just feel she reminds me a bit like singing on a bit like Shirley Temple singing on the Good Ship Lollipop, but she loves to all right, he told you to turn the other cheek. Yeah, I just feel here that he's just trying to raise your vibrations, but I feel that you were very much a daddy's girl when you were younger. I feel that it was you and Dad against the world. That's what he's saying, you and Dad against the world. And I do feel that you were very close. And he's saying, you knew that I wasn't well. You knew before anybody else. And I don't think it wasn't that he told you. Oh, right. Okay. So you did it and your granddaughter does it. Oh, she's singing and the dancing. That's lovely. I just feel that because Dad's saying you used to brighten his day and she brightens yours. And I just feel there's a little diva in there that wants to get out, and Dad's saying, encouraging that. I don't know if she goes to stage school or something like that, or a youth group, but he's saying that she's good. And of course, Britain's Got Talent started now, and you quite often see the little kids going on that. But he's just making me aware. Would you understand, Christine, watching a program with Dad, where something like Junior Showtime, where children would go on and sort of a bit like a talent show? Because I feel that your dad would have loved you to do something like that. But all right, you knew that he was passing, you found him. Okay, yeah. I just feel that he just wants to you know, he said he's sorry that happened, that you knew, and but he's pleased it was you. He loves you so much. He really, really does. Would you also understand the name of Jeff? I don't know. I just feel that there's somebody that was a friend's. Oh, you watched that with him, the Junior Showtime. My mind's just gone on to that. And he's talking about Bonnie Langford. I don't know if Bonnie Langford was on that, but something about Junior Showtime and Bonnie Langford. But I just feel here the name of Jeff is connected. So I don't know if there's a Jeff in the family, but would you understand where Dad had a good mate? And I also feel that Dad would, worked with his hands, because he's making me aware about, all right, you know what he means. That's fine. As long as you know, but would you understand where he tinkered with cars? I don't know if he was a mechanic or whether he just tinkered with cars, but this is just what he's making me aware of here. But do you know what? I could talk to him all night. You watch Bonnie Langford, okay? I could talk to him all night because he's got that sort of personality, and he's a very kind, caring man. And I feel that he was loved and respected by not just family, but by lots of people within the area as well. And he's just sending you so much love. And he's saying your granddaughter fills him with pride, and he watches her from the spirit world. And he just wants to send you lots of love. So take his love, Christine, and thank you for working with me. Okay, engineering draftsman. Okay, I knew it was something mechanical. Okay. Right, let's just see who else I've got here. Okay, now I've got a lady that draws close to me from the world of spirit. And I feel I've got pearls around my neck, but I also feel the name of Pearl is connected with her. And she's, again, a very elegant lady. But I do feel she called a spade a spade. She could be very direct. And if you asked her a direct question, you'd get a direct answer. And she didn't beat about the bush, but she was very loyal. Now, I feel this is a friend. I feel this is a close friend. And I feel that you grew up together. So I want somebody that has been friends for a long time. She's sort of making me aware, nearly 50 years friendship. So I think that she still thinks of you as friends now. And it was like a sister, but not a sister, sister from a different mother. But she's coming close, and you shared sort of like, like in a language that friends have, where you would give a look, and it was like, right, we've got to get out of here. Or she would roll her eyes a lot as well, this lady. She would roll her eyes and say, oh God, because she didn't suffer fools gladly. And she'd get a little bit irate with people sometimes if they were winding her up a little bit. So I don't know if anybody can understand this at the moment. So I'm pleased that you enjoyed the message, Christine. That's good. But this lady, she's a bit like a firecracker when she was here. And she never stopped. She was always on the go. And I know that pearls are important. So if you could let me know if anybody could understand this, that would be great. I feel that you would have gone out together as well. She's making me aware of you going out, and sort of having a good time together. So I know that this is something that you would have done. And I feel that you were friends from when you were quite young. I've got a long-standing friendship here, if this makes sense to anyone. Okay. Not a friend, but sounds like my mum. Okay, Debs, but I did feel it was a friend. Can anybody understand that this is a friend? Okay. Reminds me of my mum. We were friends. Okay. Right. Does anybody, if somebody understands it as a friend, I just felt that it was a friend. So let me just carry on with this. Okay. Would you understand where she passed from a cancer condition? I've definitely got a cancer condition. And she's talking about denial. So I do feel that either you were in denial or she was in denial. But I just feel it's something about denial, where she didn't want to admit it, or she tried to sort of just carry on regardless, or there's something about you being in denial for a little while. If you can let me know if that makes sense. So I know it's cancer, and I know it's in something in denial. Okay, so Koshila, you can understand that. My mum, breast cancer, right? And you, okay, all right then. Koshila, would you understand if this is your mum? Would you understand where your mum had a really good friend? And I'm not just talking about you, but would you understand where your mum had a friend that was like a sister? If you could just let me know if that makes sense to you, because if I'm getting the friend bit wrong, right, D Hunter, I can understand everything, but she was a lot older, was friends for 35 years. Okay, I don't think I said an age, D, but I know it was I said you'd been friends a long time, and I got sort of 50 plus years, but okay, so let me just see. So we got D, we've got Priscilla. So, and yes, she had a good friend. Okay. I'm just gonna I did say friend at first, and I don't like making it fit. So I'm just gonna ask her for something. Okay. Just give me something so that I can work out where I'm going here. I have my mum's pearls. She had cancer and had a long-time friend who we called Auntie. Right. Okay. So Pamela as well. Yeah, I did say the pearls, didn't I? Okay. Would you understand all the? So we've got Pamela, we've got Cosilla, and we've got D. So let me just work with these three for the minute, and I'm just going to ask her for something to sort out where I am. Because Pamela's got the pearls, and because of the right, I feel a little bit more drawn to Pamela at the minute. But I'm just going to. Okay, what are you giving me? What are you giving me? Would you understand where this lady would have had quite a sweet tooth, because she's just put sweets in my mouth? So I do feel she did love sweets, and she's also taken me to the seaside. So would you understand either where she lived by the sea or loved the seaside? And I feel like, when you got down to the seaside, it was like, what could we eat and what can we drink? And I just feel it was like she just loved all the seaside treats as well, like the candy floss and the naughty sweets and things like that we shouldn't eat, but we do. And I just feel that it was just like, and she loved a bit of fun. And I feel that something about sweets before she passed, or that was the only thing that she could taste, because I've got this lovely sugary sort of barley sugar taste in my mouth, like and lemon drops as well. So if you can let me know if D, Cosilla or Pamela can understand this, if you can say yes or no, then I know where I'm going. And when she was by the sea, we've got this feisty lady, but I just feel she'd go all sort of childlike when she was out and about, because she just would get excited about going out, especially with you, and having fun. And also something about, all the rides. She's taking me to the fairground. So would you understand going on rides like, the dodgems and the twister thing that goes round and round? Because she's taking me now to the fairground, so I know that's quite important. So if those three ladies that I've said, if you can understand that, then if you can just let me know, that would be wonderful. Don't think it's me, but thank you. Okay, D, that's fine. So let's just see if Pamela can understand this, or Cosilla, because I can't. I just need a little bit more feedback so that I can carry on. She's just okay. Pamela, would you understand? You've got Mum's pearls, but would you understand where she kept wanting to give them to you before she actually went to Spirit? This is what we live close to the fairground, and she did love to go when I was young. Right, I'm going to work with Pamela because it's the fairground that she showed me, and I knew that was important. So I'm going to work with Pamela. Okay. So Pamela, would you understand that the pearls that I feel like she kept wanting to put them in your hand when she was here? So I feel like you had them or you wore them before she passed to spirit. There must have been right, she gave them to you before she passed. This is what and it's like she put them in your hand and she gave, I want you to have them. And I just feel she knew when, she sort of knew when she was going to go, or she knew when her time was coming. And it's like she wanted to get her house in order. And I feel that she did, because she was quite an organized lady. And I just feel that she just wants to, she's talking about something that you're organizing, or something that you've got to get organized them. Or you wore them to my nephew's wedding, right? I knew that you wore them. So that's wonderful. So Pamela, I'm definitely with you. Okay. So would you understand here, whereby she wants you to get organized about something? I don't know if you're thinking about moving, but I just feel packing boxes or packing things up or having a bit of a clear out. And I feel this is what she was like before she passed. It was like she wanted to get organized, but I just feel she didn't have enough energy to actually get everything done that she wanted to get done. And I just feel that she's saying, right, definitely knew she was passing. Wonderful. Well, not wonderful, but you know what I mean, that you can actually understand that what she's trying to say to you, because she really wants to reach out to you, and she wants to let you know that she's okay. And I don't know if you and her had discussions. You're having a clear out. I'm a bit of a hoarder, because I feel that she's laughing because she's been sitting on your shoulder and she's been saying, you don't need that, you don't need that. And you've got all the sentimentality attached to all the stuff. And I do feel that you've got a lot of stuff that she had. And every time you look at something, or every time it's like you go back down memory lane with her. And she's been laughing and she's been with you when you've been doing this. But she's saying, we've got the memories in here, and we've got the memories here, but mostly in our heart together. She said, you don't need to keep all this stuff. And she wants you to have a clear out and have a fresh start. And I just feel that she just wants you to find that peace. Yeah, a lot of her jewelry. And she said, yes, but you don't wear it, do you? If you're going to keep it, wear it, she's saying. And wear those pearls again, because there is something coming up in about August time where you're going to be wearing that. She wants you to wear the pearls because you've got a beautiful dress that sets the pearls off, and she wants you to wear them. So just remember, there's something coming around August time. I feel it's a party or a celebration, and she wants you to wear them. And also you have her rings as well. And I feel that there's earrings that either match the pearls or match something else. And she just wants to bring you lots and lots of love. And she's laughing about you hanging on to all the sentimental stuff. But she's saying, I was a little bit like that too. And yeah, do you know what? It's sometimes nice just to look at them, isn't it? And they just take you back to that time. So take her love and know that she's only a thought away, Pamela. And I hope that helps. All right. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. It's so lovely when we it's like a little piece of them is still with us, isn't it? When we wear their jewelry, it really is. And it's like, you feel, I'm wearing when I put my mum's necklace on, or when I wear her rings, which I've got on now, I just say, I've got my mum with me today. And it just gives you that strength, and it gives you that love again that we received from our loved ones in spirit. So just know that she's around you, and thank you for working with me. Okay, so how are we doing for TikTok time? Oh, we're all right for a bit. Let me just see who else we've got here. Right, okay. I've got a gentleman here, and I don't feel he's very old. I feel that he passed fairly young, and I do feel here that I'm getting in my mind leukemia. So would anybody understand a young gentleman? I've got sort of 20s, 30s that pass with leukemia, and he's making me feel here that he was quite a studious chap. He loved study, he loved books, he loved reading, and I feel that you'd find him behind books, reading, and he loved a bit of research. And I feel that in some regards he was a little bit shy, and he was a little bit of a loner, but he had he was very bright and very clever. And he was very good at sort of researching things. And I just feel that when he did pass to the spirit world, obviously the family were knocked for six, and it was just, what a waste. Why did he have to go? But he just wants to let everybody know that's connected to him that he's fine. And he's such a lovely soul. He's such a lovely soul. And again, old head on young shoulders. And I just, he's got a gorgeous face, and I feel that he was quite shy with people, and I feel it took him a while to get to know people, but he had a group of friends, I feel, that he'd known, that had been with him and through thick and thin since school, and he kept them very close. And he would have also had a cuddly toy, like a teddy bear or something, that I feel someone still has or kept for quite some time. So is this making any sense to anybody? Now, I am aware of the name Brian being called. I'm not saying that's his name, but maybe there's somebody that has a connection to a Brian, or there's a Brian on here. And also the name of Susan. So I don't know if there's any Susans on here that can understand that. He's such a lovely guy. He really is a lovely guy, and he just wants to reach out. Your dad was Brian. Okay. So would you understand, Lindsay, where he was fairly young when he passed? Or can you recognize this young man that I'm bringing forward here? And I know it's leukemia. I know it's something to do with leukemia here that he had. Your cousin is Brian, Karen. Okay. Yes, he was 23. Okay. So we've got, so Dad, right. Okay. So Lindsay, you can understand that. All right then. And right, let me just, would you understand that where he was quite, he had a shyness about him? Do you know much about him, Lindsay? Because I just feel that he was shy, and he sort of but very studious and loved books. This is what he's making me aware of here as well. And I also feel that he's just, a lady's also stepped in as well. So I've got a lady that's connected with him, and I feel this is grandmother to somebody here. And Lindsay, can you understand your grandmother in the spirit world? Can you understand his mum in the spirit world? He was shy unless he was around friends. That's what I want, Lindsay. That's what I want. But would you also understand grandmother in the spirit world, his mum in the spirit world? Because she's just stepped in, and I think they want to let you know that all the family are together. And I also feel there's a dog as well in the spirit world, and I feel this dog has not been over in the spirit world long. And they want to let you know that they've got the dog. There's a dog with them, and it's a lovely dog. And I feel that it's sort of light in colour and say sort of medium build. It's a medium build dog. Okay. His mum is not in the spirit world, but his nan is. Okay. Okay. Because I just feel here that he's with his nan, which would be your great grandmother. So he just wants to let you know that he's with family, because I feel it's important to somebody here that that the family is all together. So I don't know if the question's been asked, do you go up when you go over to the spirit world? Are you with family? Well, the answer to your question is yes, you are with family, and family are normally always waiting for that person that comes over. So I don't know if there's been a conversation about that, Lindsay, either with you or with other members of your family, but I just feel he's been listening, and he wants to let you know that he's with family, and also this dog. And I feel the dog was connected to him this family pet, this dog, was connected to him when he was younger. So he's just coming forward now, and he just wants to give you a lot of love. Would you also understand, Lindsay, where he wants to send love and support? All right, we're meeting up with his family soon, so we'll pass it on. Lovely. But would you understand where his he wants to send love and support to his mum? Because I just feel he's sort of, I feel that she puts on a brave face, but I feel that she's struggling at the minute, and he just wants to send love to his mum here. And he said he knows that it's been tough for her. So if you can pass on that love and strength. And he's taking me to November. So I feel that the beginning of November is important for an anniversary. And I want around bonfire night, around the 5th or 6th of November here, for an anniversary or a birthday. He says he knows about the family get together, and he's pleased about that, because he said there used to be quite a lot of family get-togethers, and somebody must have played the piano, because he's showing me a piano here, and I know that there was always music, and preferably live music, and something about would you understand, Lindsay, where you had a record player, you know, one that sort of used to drop down with the little thing that used to hold the records on, and sort of drop down the records, because he's just showing me this record player, and I don't know if you've still got a record player or you've still got the records, but I feel that there's records connected with him as well, and somebody must still have them. And something about the records, and oh, you had a record player, okay, but somebody still has some records, because he's laughing, because he's saying vinyl and the records are actually coming into fashion again. It's all in vogue. So so he said, don't get rid of the records. I don't know if somebody was thinking about clearing them out, but he's saying don't get rid of them, because they can still be used, and some of them might be worth a bit. So I just feel here that he just wants to draw close to you, and he just wants to send you a lot of love, and he's really pleased that everybody's meeting up. And him, the dog, and his nan are all fine in the spirit world, and I feel there's other members of the family as well. And he would like to be here to chat to you more, but he knows that he can't, because we're caught on time. So take his love, and thank you for working with me. So I'm just gonna do a very quick one now, and let's see who else I've got here. Okay. Right, I'm being made aware of a lady here, and I just feel now I'm hearing the name Pat or Patsy, and okay, let me just see. I feel here that it could be an aunt in the spirit world, and I do feel that her era was the 1960s, because there must be a photograph of this lady with her hair all backcombed when she was younger in the 1960s, in a short miniskirt and boots. So I know that was sort of her era in the 60s. And she loved the Beatles. So I know that the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all that sort of era was very much her. And I feel that she wants to connect with her niece. Would anybody understand this lady? She had a cracking figure when she was younger, and she was very, very attractive. And she reminds me a little bit, actually, to look at, of Cilla Black. So I feel that she's got a really lovely natural complexion, and she's got this back-combed hair. And she just she's got a lovely smile, and there's some photographs of her, and I feel that somebody was looking at photographs of her recently, going back in albums. There's photographs of her. So if this makes sense to anybody, just let me know. I felt it was aunt, but my relationships are a little bit off tonight, so let's just see if anybody can understand this. I feel she loved to dance, and I feel that even as she got older, she still loved to dance. And something about you dancing as well. So I feel here that you would have danced either with her or something about dancing. Okay, let's just see what else she's making me aware of. She's making me aware of issues with her throat, something about her throat. So I don't know if it was like she had trouble speaking before she passed to the spirit world, but I also feel that she would have had arthritis as well. So does this make sense to anybody? Because if it does, if you can let me know, or if you can take some of it, that would be absolutely fabulous. So she's got a lovely face, this lady. She was a very attractive woman in her day, and I feel she was an attractive older woman. So I feel that she went, when she actually passed, she probably passed probably 70s when she passed. But she was quite a tiny lady. She wasn't big. She was a tiny lady. And she had a cracking figure when she was younger. So does this make sense to any? Right, Nicola, you can understand this, okay? Because she's just coming forward, and she's on about dancing. Throat issues and arthritis, was a beauty queen back in the day. So that's Debs Lancaster. Okay, so would you understand something about you dancing together, or something about her dancing? Because this is right, okay. So it's between Nicola and Debs. Okay. So I just feel here that something about dancing. So I feel she would have had to dance, and I feel that you danced, or she taught you to dance, something about you and her dancing together. And she's laughing. She's laughing about that. Mum loved dancing. Okay. But Debs, do you dance, or something about you and her dancing? Debs, I feel drawn to you because of the throat issues, the arthritis, and the beauty cream back in the day. That all makes sense. So she loved dancing, and she's still dancing. She wants you to know that she's still dancing in the spirit world. And there was something about her. She had a bit of a sparkle about her, your mum. She was, you always messed about together. Fantastic. I've got you sort of in the kitchen, dancing about when something came on the radio. And she's given a memory of you with your hairbrush, singing into your hairbrush when you were a kid. I don't know if you, something about singing and doing all the moves when you were younger. And she's cracking up about it. And brilliant. You can have that. It's all making sense now. So she's just stepped forward because she wants to give you the biggest of biggest hugs. But would you understand she was very close to an aunt of yours? Would you understand something about her sister, or something about sisters? So you love singing. Okay. And something about sisters. So it's either your sister or her sister. And I just feel she wants to reach out here, because I feel that she wants to send love to you, but also to a sister. So I feel something about the sister, and also an aunt, something about an aunt. So I don't know. Oh, your Aunt Sally. Okay. Because that I got aunt initially, and I just feel she wants to reach out here. And she's saying, just keep an eye on her and reach out and keep in touch, because it's so important to keep in touch. And she says, that's one of the things I regret. I tried to keep in touch with everybody, but it was difficult. And also your sister. Okay. I just feel she wants to reach out and touch, and reach out and get in touch with everybody. And would you understand she liked Diana Ross? Because I've just got that song, Reach Out and Touch, because she's talking about Diana Ross. So I don't know if she saw her in concert, or she loved the music of Diana Ross. I think she's fantastic as well. So it's my sort of music. So she's saying through the song, reach out and touch, or reach out and keep in touch, because it's so important. So take her love, and thank you for working with me. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our time together. So thank you for your love. Thank you for all the typing back so quickly. And I hope that I'll be back to work with you perhaps later in the year. But thank you very much. Thank you. And it's over to Rob.
Oh, bless you, Karen. Thank you. Great to have you back with us tonight. We have Frank's cards, and then I'll come back to you for closing prayer. If that's all
Okay.
right. Perfect. Yeah, great to have Karen back. I'm sure we'll get you back later in the year. All right, friends. As you know, if you're regulars with us, Frank from our church draws 3 animal cards each week because we are limited on time. Although Karen did a great job, she can't get around to everyone tonight. So let's see what Frank has for us this week. Just tune into these cards. There's each one's marked with a different crystal at the start. So whichever one you're drawn to, that's an uplifting message for the week ahead.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the rose quartz, and with that we have the card for the koala bear. This card says it's time to rest, time to take a break. It says clarity comes from meditation and reflection, and wisely putting off making a decision until later. The koala says not every decision needs to be made right away. Sometimes it's best to take some time to really think through things first. This card encourages you to consider using meditation as a tool to allow the right answer to come to you. It might benefit you to take some time off, or perhaps go on a short vacation, or maybe just spend some peaceful time alone with nature. Continuing to overthink the situation isn't going to get you any closer to the solution. It's time to quiet your mind and be still so that God and the angels can speak to you. Koalas are lovable creatures, and which of us, given the chance, would not like to cuddle up with this adorable little animal? But they are very sedentary and slow moving. They can sleep for up to 20 hours a day due to their unusually slow metabolism. So this card can also indicate a need to get more rest. Their sleepy lives symbolise our dreams and magical messages that can arise during our non-waking hours. This is in turn a metaphor for the answers that come to you through meditation. A lovely card that, and some good advice, I feel. And our second crystal is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the goose. The goose is all about loyalty and faithfulness, and care and devotion, and the importance of communication. The goose says at times your view of a situation or another person may well be coloured by your past experiences. Sometimes geese pop up to make you aware that your recollection of something that happened in the past may have been exaggerated to be either far better or far worse than it really was. Old memories might come back up so that they can be healed, or possibly long-forgotten dreams from childhood may be reborn now. This card also indicates that someone from your past may be coming back into your life. Geese are extremely honourable birds. In fact, they will never abandon one of their own. If a wounded goose can't fly on with the flock, at least one will stay behind until the goose has recovered or passed on. Similarly, Geese are devoted to their life mates and their young. Just like our little family on this card, they are a sign of fertility as well. The old story of Mother Goose makes this bird the perfect symbol for children and for childhood in general. Many of the beliefs we hold and the perceptions we see are established during our childhood years, and that makes this a perfect moment to consider how the past is related to our current situation. And our third crystal is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the otter. The otter is about happiness, having fun, being content, and enjoying family life in general. Otters symbolise joy and satisfaction, which may come from success in your career, the completion of a project, or very, very happy home time. In fact, otters can represent change on the family scene, such as a marriage, birth, or acquiring a new home. All in all, life is good now and should be fun. Otters are endlessly curious, always looking for an opportunity to play. They love nothing more than to romp around and enjoy a good time together. They mate for life and often sleep or rest holding hands whilst floating downstream so that they don't drift away from each other. They are also devoted to their pups and teach them the ideals of playfulness and healthy curiosity about the world around them. When otters show up in your life, you're being asked to bring fun into your life and an eagerness to learn and to do all that you're doing right now. 3 good cards there, very much about loyalty, friendship and communication. I hope you enjoyed those. Thank you for listening.
Lovely. Thank you, Frank. All right, friends, let's bring our service to a close tonight. We'll go back to Karen for a closing prayer, and then I'll play out the closing Vesper as usual. Thank you, Karen.
Let us join together in prayer, ladies and gentlemen. Divine Spirit, Father God, as our service comes to a close, let us give thanks and gratitude for being here tonight, online but still connected, feeling the love from the spirit world and knowing that that love be the tie that bind and will always be around us. Let us send out love and healing to where it is needed. And let us give thanks for this day. And let us look forward, as the spirit world don't want us to grieve. They want us to live. They want you to share their hopes and aspirations that they have always had for you. They want you to believe and dream and be the person that you are meant to be. Let us go out into the world and live the best possible life that we can, in memory of them and because we had that connection with them. Until we meet again. Amen.
Well, a big thank you to Karen Wood, our medium online tonight. Lovely evening and lovely address earlier. So if you missed that, then you can watch again on Facebook. Definitely worth it. Thank you to our mediums in church as well. That was Candy Spencer and Karen Butler in church. I hope you both had a good night with our congregation there. Thank you to Frank for chairing in church tonight. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading as usual. And thank you again to Frank for the cards at the end there. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight online and watching. I hope you have a really good week ahead. And I hope you can join us next Sunday again at 6:30. Until then, take care. Good night.